Hello, in this video today we are going to go over how to start a new listing or how to create a loop for a new listing. You're going to start with within DotLoop, you're going to click the Add Loop button. I've already got my property address saved, Clearwater. You're going to be given options for a loop template. Since this is a listing, I'm going to choose the listing loop template. I don't bother with a photo personally, but you can put a photo of the listing if that helps you. So you've created the loop. You want to enter into the loop. The next step is going to be to fill in the details. So I click View Details. I like to change this to Use Property Address. It'll swap out USA for the zip code. I mark myself as the listing agent. I'm going to add my client, the seller. I've got the property appraiser's site here already pulled up. Her name is Roxanne M. White. Normally I would put her email in, but for the privacy, for her privacy, I'm going to do that after I'm done with the video. But I am going to mark her as the seller. Of course, if there were multiple sellers, you would add them all here. I like to go down and add the parcel ID, since that gets used a few times. I forget where that is on here we go. I do a lot of copying and pasting. And then the other piece of information I like to add that gets used a lot is the legal description. So I also pull that from the property appraiser's card. And I'm going to put that there. You're always going to click Save. Pretty much anything you do within DotLoop, you come back to the top, you click Save. If you don't and you try to navigate away, it will prompt you to save before you go anywhere. So my status is we are in pre-listing. We are going to list this later this week. You'll see here with the template provided, all the Pineywoods transaction forms, or I'm sorry, the disclosure forms are already here underneath a folder titled Disclosure Forms. We've created a couple folders for you to use throughout the transaction, the first one being the listing documents. Later, when you get a contract on the property, that can all go here. Miscellaneous docs would be for anything that you might want access to throughout the transaction, but which is not a document or contract that the office needs to see. So I might put, if I've got a previous 4-point or something like that, I might put that here. Inspection reports, anything, put that there, and then later you would get to the closing and disbursement section. I'm doing a listing, so I'm going to click on Add Document, Templates, Florida Interactive Forms, because I'm looking for the Florida listing agreement. This is the one I'm going to use. Actually, I like the transaction. And this is a new thing, actually, that DotLoop explains what the form is for. Before you had to add it to even get a preview of it. But I'm going to use this one. I know that it's the one I'm looking for. I like the transaction broker version. You'll see there at the end of the name, it's got, well, I'm sorry, this is single agent. Rep, there we go, transaction broker. So I'm going to add that. I'm also going to add the seller's property disclosure. This would be for a house. And is this home, I want to confirm the age. I believe it's pre-1978. Again, I'm not as familiar with, 1960. I'm not as familiar with Pinellas as I am Hillsborough. So we're going to add the lead-based paint disclosure. So adding that, those are the 3 forms that I really need for my listing in addition to the Pineywoods disclosures. What I like to start with is autofilling the disclosures. You'll see that since I've put in my seller's information, it's already included there. You don't need these signed by the buyer unless you represent the buyer later. I see some agents that get them signed by the other party. That's not necessary. This is where you can charge your seller or your buyer an admin fee. I'm not charging my client anything in addition to the commission, and I like to put not applicable in any blanks. It's already got her signing here, so I'm going to click Save. I'm going to back out of this form. I'm going to move to the next one, which is wire fraud prevention. Again, autofill. Name's already there. Save. The final one is the affiliated business disclosure. Autofill. Name is already there. So she will be automatically prompted to sign these when I send out the package. The next one is the listing agreement. I'm not going to go over this in detail. You can add your commission rate there and some other information, but the legal description and the property identification number are the only things, in addition to the address and the name, that I bother with. You'll see that it auto-populates the information that you have already given. I do the brokerage, that is the broker. I also add my name, but you could add yours as the agent. I just personally like to do that. I'm obviously going to fill out all the details of this listing agreement. It's asking me to sign already because it knows that I'm the agent, so you're able to sign immediately. But what I'm going to do next is I'm going to fill out this entire listing agreement. Okay, I'm going to save it. Once I complete it, I'm going to go backwards. Lead-based paint disclosure. Fill it out. I've already asked the seller this question, so I know that they have no knowledge. Oh, I'm sorry, it doesn't actually let you do it anymore. So this is for the seller to fill out. It used to let you fill out this disclosure for them with information they provided to you. Now they must choose it, but it does allow me to sign already, which I will do after they fill it out. But it has automatically filled it out already for you. And I'm going to go back and the seller's property disclosure. Again, autofill. This is another form. Oh, I grabbed the wrong one. This was the update form. So here's what happens if you don't click save. I don't want to save my changes anyway, because I don't want this form. And this will give me an opportunity to show you what to do when you have a form in there that you don't want, since you cannot technically delete anything. I'm going to scroll down to the correct seller's disclosure form. There. Oh, these are all condominium. There we go. Residential. I'm going to add that. The way you get rid of a form that you don't need is by archiving it. But what I like to do, because I archive a lot of documents and sometimes I reference back to them, I change the name of this to something that shows me it has nothing to do with the transaction whatsoever. That's done. And then I archive it, and now it's disappeared. I like to put these in order. So I bring this down here, open it, autofill. It's going to autofill the address, and it's going to give my client an opportunity to sign. It's filled in her name, but she is going to need to fill this out. So that's as far as I need to take it. So there we go. Assuming I've already filled out the listing agreement details, I'm now going to send all of this to my client to fill out and sign. You check the boxes of the documents that you want to send to the client. It's already going to know what spaces she needs to sign and or initial, as well as fill out, since she will be filling out information on both of these disclosures. You click share. I'm going to choose the person I want to sign it. I will add her email again after this video is done, and you do a custom message. Usually I reach out to them separately either in a text or a phone call, and I explain what is coming their way. But you can explain the documents in any way you like here. I might write the other thing I like to do is attach the PDF. Some people prefer open the PDF and review it before they click in to DotLoop and actually sign. This is especially important when you are making an offer to a client or on a property, and you're sending this to maybe the listing agent. I like to add the PDF because they might not operate in DotLoop, and I almost always indicate and you would click share. It's not going to let me share now because there's no email address, but at that point it would be off to the client. It would indicate here that they have not viewed or signed it. Once they view it, it will show me they've viewed it, and once they've signed it completely, it will say signed. So that's how you get your listing paperwork into DotLoop.